Hello, everyone. Don't, I guess, get scared by the title if it feels like it's implying that I'm, you know, yearning to die. I don't know. But anyway, it's not that. It's not that. If you haven't heard of something called the death drive, it is a concept proposed by Sigmund Freud, which contradicts something along the lines of Darwin's whole natural selection, survival of the fittest, the idea that we are created with the purpose of surviving and prospering as a species. It contradicts that, based on the idea that we seem to yearn to be in difficult positions. We seem to not be satisfied by victory or by satisfaction of like getting what you wanted. It seems to be that climb up the mountain that everyone pushes for, or at least that's what Sigmund Freud presents when he watched his grandchild, throw a spinning top out of the crib and say fort, which means there. So the kid, it's like a concept of over there. And then his mom would pick it up and bring it back to him. And then he'd say da, which is here. I think I think it's German. Then he would pick it up and throw it again and say fort. And then when he got it back, say da and throw it again. And I guess the idea he's presenting is if we were satisfied by simply being able to survive, being able to exist, why don't we all become these monks that live in perfect equity, meditating on a mountain somewhere, never creating issues for themselves or problems to fix or goals to attain that seem unattainable. And he presents the idea that the reason we don't all become like that is because humans have this innate desire to reach an end, but aren't necessarily satisfied by that end. And even if you are satisfied by that end, you go through the process of putting yourself in a position of unsatisfaction again. Part of his argument in a paper was the idea that, you yearn for orgasm when you're in a sexual experience. And once you get to that orgasm, it's like a great feeling, but then it just sort of ends. To quote Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it just sort of ends. And you put yourself in the position again to be yearning for that. And I think this can be applied to all walks of life. The way I heard about this was studying film, and the fact that a film starting, a beginning, necessitates an end. That blank screen as you walk into a cinema is everything and nothing, equally as much as the blank screen at the end of the movie is. That's what allows a movie to open, which drives the whole plot, the whole movie towards ending. And we are driven while watching it to get to this ending. But at the same time, we don't want it to end. And it's this constant contradiction that's the foundation for the death drive. Points where you ideally would be satisfied, but doing it over and over and over again. The biggest of those endpoints being, of course, death. Hence the name death drive. This is my understanding of the concept, everything I've just said. I don't know if it's entirely true or, if maybe I've misinterpreted some things, but it is an interesting idea. When I initially heard that it would be some sort of mental opposition to Darwin's survival of the fittest, I was like, okay, that's stupid. But I'm learning more and more as I go to university that I really have to stop this instantaneous judgment thing, because it actually prevents me from fully appreciating when an idea that conflicts with mine might, actually have some really interesting points like this one. And so I thought about what my death drive is then, what unattainable goal I keep pushing for despite the fact that I sort of struggle with the process. And I think I'm trying to figure out if I'm doing this maths degree for someone else, or if I'm doing it for me, or if I'm doing it for how I feel when other people hear that I'm doing a maths degree or an applied maths and physics degree, as I want to be doing next year. And the reason I think like this is because I guess I feel a bit stupid when my marks are always lower than my friends' marks. And I don't really know if it's just some fundamental thing that I don't get about this course or about maths, and I guess I'm not sure how to fix that, because you can't really fix it. It's not like I don't work. I do think I have pretty bad procrastination habits. Maybe that's it. Maybe I genuinely just don't work. But after hearing about that death drive thing, I feel like I am just trudging through this, I guess, for the satisfaction of seeing if I can do something like this. Even though I do find it very interesting, most of the time, you know, it's difficult and time consuming. And I love other things like making videos like this, or on the main channel, or reading or painting, and I feel like I've lost time for that by putting myself into this very significant death drive. I also wanted to bring up a music video by Tom Cardy called Level Clear, which, I mean, he calls them music videos. It's very like homemade stuff. I would recommend it. It's really good, all of his stuff. Most of it's really entertaining. This one was more like, I don't know, thought-provoking, I guess. It's the idea of like Mario at the end of the game being like, cool, boss defeated, now what? And then Toad sort of goes like, nah, that's it, we don't have any more things, you can relax now. And then he can't sleep, and he starts the level again, but the level is life. And so he, you know, tries to be a lawyer, make a lot of money, still can't sleep. Moves to Spain, meets a girl, falls in love, family, sleeps together with somebody every night, still can't sleep. Becomes an astronaut, 9Gs, first person on fucking Saturn or something, still can't sleep. You know, that continuing like inability to be satisfied, I guess. It's similar to the idea of the death drive. What happens at the end of that video is he starts it again, and he, I think, uses the game as a metaphor, but this time it doesn't like sort of, it starts him at the start of the game again, and then Toad's sort of like, please save our princess or whatever, and he sort of goes no, and then Toad goes like, well, yes, there will be many castles, but with your courage, and then he just goes, no, I don't think you heard me, I'm saying no. And then he's like, that, oh wow, that actually feels great. And then he falls asleep. And I guess I wonder if I need to say no to something, to someone. I guess I'm scared that I won't have the comfort of a routine and of being streamed into comfortable positions in life after getting a good degree. I guess if I do fail or don't get into the sciences next year, that it would actually be a sort of forceful push in the other direction of wanting to make videos, content like this, and then get a job, you know, like a good job, a good fucking public service job or something. Not public service, a service industry job. Make a lot of money and move overseas to a place I've wanted to move to for a while, and see if it's even at all feasible to live there, work there, and maybe move all of my stuff, computer and monitor and life over there, hobbies, so I can still paint, read, make videos comfortably with good internet and good quality. That's what I want. But at the same time, I know if I don't study now, I don't think I'll ever study, because this stuff is super, super interesting. And it really engages my brain on that think side. And so I'm still going to keep giving this a shot. But it's good to know that I'm happy if life goes either way. Maybe I'll realize at some point down the line that I don't like it anymore. But as for now, I still do. But if the day comes that I don't like it anymore, this degree, studying in general, I think I should have some Mario courage and say no instead of forcing myself into this death drive. I imagine this is going to be longer than usual, but I had a few things to run through and ways to express how I felt about this, and I hope that dialogue resonated with some of you. But as usual, the proverbial door is off the latch for you to comment or email me your thoughts related or unrelated to this video.